If I told you 3 years ago that I made one small change to my nutrition coaching that allowed me to make twice as much money in half as much time and left my clients happier than ever, would you want to know about it? In today's training, I'm going to show you what that change was and how you can take your nutrition coaching check-ins to the next level, delivering better client results in less time so you can make more money and have more impact. To grow your nutrition coaching business, you already know you need to be a good coach. You know you have to get client results, but you also have to be someone that people want to work with. But you also have to deliver a high-quality professional service. What I'm going to show you today is the hybrid check-in. It is going to really impress your clients, but also blow away your competition. Here's how most nutrition coaches correspond with their clients. After they onboard their clients and set them up on a plan, they'll check in with their nutrition clients on a weekly basis. The frequency of once per week is the sweet spot. This gives your client enough time to put your feedback into action, but not so much time that you aren't close to the process. The best practice in this area goes as follows. Your client submits some predetermined data and also a feedback form that gets sent directly to you. Then you review the information and provide detailed feedback, along with any adjustments and action items, and then you send it back over. This process is efficient and effective. Also, this process is streamlined, so you don't actually have to meet with your client, but you can still coach and describe all the necessary information to provide client results. And truthfully, clients like it better this way. Although we do develop relationships with our clients, those live meetings, they can contain too much small talk or discussion that is unrelated and unnecessary. Doing online check-ins gets right to the point and is best for everyone involved. You don't need to do live check-ins, and you certainly do not need to do them in person. Almost 10 years ago, when I was working with 50 plus clients in the exact same city, even when I actually saw them in person at the same gym as me, I still did all the correspondence online. With the right system, this is a process that's streamlined and effective, and it's a great setup for both parties. What I'm going to show you today is how to make this process even better using my hybrid check-in strategy. With the hybrid check-in, you'll be able to infuse more of your personality into the actual check-in process by using technology to do more talking instead of writing. This makes it easier to communicate key points, and with some practice, ends up even being faster for you. Plus, the client feels like they're being taken care of by their coach because they get to see and hear you. Now, you just can't take a video of yourself and send it over. You want to address things in a step-by-step manner so it remains effective, plus still leverage some written communication so you don't have to waste time watching yourself over and over week to week. This is very simple to do, but without seeing it done, you might not incorporate it. So let me show you how. We'll start by breaking this process down. Step 1, the streamlined check-in form. To make this process straightforward, you want to include a check-in form. The questions asked should be specific to your approach, but you can use the same form for each client. As you can see, this is a form I've used since 2008, and it has about 4,300 entries on it. Clients should always know where to find this form. I use Google Forms, and I have a plugin that sends all of the information directly to my inbox, so I can do a hybrid check-in to that response directly. Include questions on your check-in form that gives the client an opportunity to reflect on their week, plus gives you an opportunity to assess. Some of my favorite questions are as follows. Describe any successes you had this week. Describe any setbacks or issues you had this week. For the upcoming week, do you foresee any challenges or anything we need to plan for, like social events or birthday parties? When we ask these questions, clients get a chance to reflect and add some insight, which we can address in our check-in. Once we have the actual check-in information, let's talk about how we address it with the actual hybrid check-in. Step 2, use video and clear action steps. Here's the game changer. We want to work in an element of video review to our check-in. Having clients see your face and talk about their week and review what needs to be done is one of the smartest things you can do. And you don't need to do it live or in person for it to be effective. Doing a video review will actually take you less time once you get comfortable with it, and you'll be able to communicate as a coach so much clearer, especially when using screen capture technology that you can point to and say, hey, here's what needs to change. Here's what you need to do in the video. Start with pleasantries, then start with the positive that you saw happen in their week. You need to find the positive and talk about why it's important and how far they've come. Then talk about how well they stuck to their plan with however you're measuring adherence. Then point out any areas to improve, make any adjustments, or keep the plan the same. Regardless of any changes you make, give them 1 to 2 clear action steps that they need to do for the upcoming week. These could be the same action steps if they're working, or some different ones to keep them engaged. We want to talk this all over in a 2 to 3 minute video review, maybe closer to 5 minutes if you're completely new. We use software called Loom. It's the best for a few reasons. The screen capture is very fast and easy to review. Plus, you can send over direct links to the file so you don't have to download anything and attach it. Although you still can download if you want to post this somewhere. You can check out a free trial of Loom in the show notes below. Incorporating video using the hybrid check-in process is going to save you time, plus give your clients more access to you. This way they get to hear your voice and really feel like they're working with their coach. This saves time on both sides and is very effective. This is the best practice for check-ins for online coaches. It leads to better client results and the ability to make more money. And here's how we make it even better with the right delivery. Step 3, combine with email. So now that you have a great video to send over to clients, you still want to incorporate this into an email response. Why? Because it's the best way to pass it along in a professional way. Probably the most important thing that you want to do is pass along some action steps and what the client needs to do next. And sometimes this takes repeating yourself. But you also want to create a paper trail for yourself. When you have what you discussed in writing, you can quickly review it on a week-to-week basis. This means you never have to rewatch watch your videos regardless of how helpful they are or dig for information. How do you finalize this check-in? With clear action steps and getting your client involved. Which brings us to step 4, clear communication and getting your client involved. To get great client results, you need to be prescriptive. So you want to identify areas for improvement and prescribe how the client can fix this. But you also want to use some motivational interviewing techniques to get your clients involved in the solution. For example, if protein intake was the issue, you could pose the following as an action step. I made note of protein intake being the biggest area for improvement. What are 2 things you can do this week to improve it? Or being prepared seems to be your biggest issue. On a scale of 1 to 10, how likely are you to prepare 1 batch meal this week? Then you can go back and forth communicating with your client about the best course of action. This gets your client to agree to the solution, which means they're going to do something because they know they need to, not because you just want them to. This type of self-efficacy is what's going to get them results in the long term. Next, I want to show you how this works in practice. Darren has been my client for the last 6 years. He's a busy dad and physiotherapist, and he's lost around 35 pounds and kept it off for the last 5 years. He's got a fall wedding coming up with his fiancée Morgan and wants to manage his weight for the big day. Here's what our check-ins look like, starting with the video review.
Hi Darren, thanks for checking in. Dr. Mark here. Okay, I wanted to review your week because things are looking really, really good. We spent the last few months in a slight deficit, pushing things, really just doing what we can in terms of the balancing act of a bunch of stuff going on, during summer, a lot of weddings, social events, that type of stuff, while still, keeping your hunger in check and slowly bringing your weight down. So this was another solid week in the books, and I know you've been on pat leave and you're looking to do some more workouts at home, and you didn't quite get in as many as you would liked, but for the most part things are looking good. I know we took a few flex days last week and reviewing some of your numbers. Outside of those flex days where we did see weight come up a little bit, but nothing too concerning, 2 pounds it looks like in terms of some of the swings after eating some higher carbs, higher salt, that type of thing, all completely normal, and I do expect to come back down. For the most part, great week of adherence, even with the flex days. Nailed the reduced numbers and kept things in check, and weight came down to 240 is probably a most recent low on the low end, so things are moving in the right direction. Also love you've been pushing those steps and working those up over the last little bit, and you were able to get to the 12,000 pretty much every day, and your weekly average is fantastic. So in terms of adherence and the way things are looking, you stuck with things really, really good. Going back to your form here, for the most part, things are moving in the right direction. And I know this week will be a bit more of a easy to manage and control week. It sounds like maybe a date night on the weekend, but for the most part, still on pat leave, doing what you can. If you're hanging out at home this weekend, I feel like this is the time there's always a time and a place. And if you can manage, getting some more workouts at home, let's shoot for those 3, get those in and build some momentum over the next little bit. There's always a time and a place. And for me, the time now is for you to push ahead, keep things dialed in. So I'm going to give you the green light to, number 1, we're sticking with the same normal food levels for now. And I'm going to give you the green light to take 1 flex day if needed. I've programmed in this 0 to 1, meaning if you don't need it, by all means, you've been doing this long enough to know, hey, it's date night, but I can manage, guesstimating some, a normal meal out into my numbers and then just leaving it at that and going from there. But if you want to take that flex day, I'm going to give you the green light. Things are looking good. Let's keep with the same steps at 12,000 per day and aim to get those 3 workouts in. Keep the normal numbers the same, and I think things will continue to move in the right direction. There's always a time and a place here, and things look good. Enjoy the last week of pat leave, and we'll go from there. Let me know if there's anything else, and we'll keep on rolling. Same normal numbers, flex day if you want, 12,000 steps, and get in those 3 home workouts because I know they're going to keep doing the trick. Do the best you can and good things will happen. Chat soon. Bye.
Then I insert this video into the email that has brief notes on what has changed and the next action steps. This is the hybrid check-in, and it's taken my nutrition coaching check-ins to the next level. Use it to save time, provide a better service, and make more money in your nutrition coaching business. As great as all these tips are, if you're really serious about starting a nutrition coaching business, the next thing I'll have you do is check out this video I've linked up right here. Now that you know how to use the hybrid check-in to deliver a professional service, learn how to keep all these clients organized. So make sure to check it out now, and I'll see you in the next video.